This is a 2026 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. And the reason why this one's special is because it has that red interior, which is my first time actually seeing it in person. I borrowed this truck from Karl Malone Toyota here in Draper, Utah. Be sure to ask for Sean for availability. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and features on this build. At the very top is a description. And then here are all the standard features. It is a partial listing. And then base price comes in at $72,565. And then this one does have the TRD Pro black lettering, connected services, and a few things down below. Now, with destination, you have a total price of $80,027, and then here are the fuel economy numbers off to the side. For 2026, this TRD Pro Tundra did get a $55 price increase over the 2025 models. You can now get the ISO dynamic seats for $980. There's also a new color called Wavemaker, which is exclusive to the TRD Pro. And apart from that, there's nothing else really different about the Tundra TRD Pro. Now, one thing I like about this truck is the lighting. You guys see the clearance lights in the center of the grille. They also have clearance lights on the side of the fender flares too, because this truck is slightly wider. And as you get a little bit closer, you'll see this has the light bar. Now you can only use that light bar with the high beams, so it is pretty bright. And it would be nice if you could use it obviously on the highway, but there's really no need for that unless you're out in the middle of nowhere. I love how open the grille is, and you can probably tell too that there's no active grille shutters on this truck. You have that camo on the front end, and for the most part, I think this is a pretty nice truck. Front parking sensors. They do paint the grille surround on this one, and you guys see that this one had the sequential turn signals too. Now on the hood, it does say TRD Pro, but you guys know this is the max. It's the only way that this truck comes. Let's go ahead and check out the suspension on the front end. These are the Fox shocks, 2.5-inch body, internal bypass, and there's a ton of red. Anytime you look at TRD, you're going to see red. So your upper control arm is going to be finished in that red. That lower control arm is black. Independent suspension, you have that red sway bar, red drive shaft. Now that steer knuckle is a split design, and it is going to be aluminum too. One thing that's really nice about these Fox shocks is, while you're cruising on the highway, it does ride kind of like in the center of the travel, which gives you the softest setting for these too. So these are really good for obviously Baja. If you're planning to go fast off-road, that's where this suspension is going to shine the best. Now here's a quick peek at the tires. These are the Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. Pretty aggressive tire, I would say. You guys see the tire size is a 285/65 with an 18-inch wheel. These are BBS forged. You have that TRD badge in the center, 6-lug, 4-piston brakes. And these are basically 32.6 inches tall, but they are pretty wide. They're 11.2 inches wide. Hopefully you guys can see how wide that tire is out back. So that's what's nice. Obviously we always like to see taller tires, so I would like to see at least a 34 on this. These are made in Japan. You guys see the capacity is 2,756 pounds at 51 PSI cold. And then here's another peek at the other side of that suspension. Kind of hard to see, but there's those fender flares, and then here's a nice side view of the truck. They did raise the front end by 1.1 inches, so this truck is pretty level, I would say. Now your running boards are that cast aluminum, so they probably give you a little bit of weight savings. They do have a TRD badge right there. Now on your mirror caps, they do give you like a light gray. Also, you have that painted bottom piece with the turn signal. And this isn't wrapped in that matte material on this TRD Pro. Now obviously, I gotta show you guys some of these skid plates. There is one for the fuel tank. And then on the front end, I forgot to show you guys the one here. So there's that front skid plate. I would like to see painted door handles though on this expensive of a truck. Smart key system, only on the front doors. Here's where we're gonna fill up at. So you have to use premium fuel with that TRD performance package, by the way. You guys see the shocks out back. It's gonna have an external oil reservoir. You can see right there. And then you're gonna have those coils. Here's that exhaust system too. Pretty nice. It says TRD right there. You have those mud flaps, rear parking sensors, and then there's that TRD performance badge again. More clearance lights on the tailgate and that camo. Class 4 hitch. And then this is going to be power. Bed lights are inside of here. You have 400 watts, 120 volt. If you want to put this back up, you can just use your knee. You guys know this truck has a rear locker too, by the way. Sequential tail lights. Let's go ahead and check out what's under the hood. So this all costs $3,000, okay? So this TRD performance does increase power, and you guys see the intake system is different. Also the exhaust system is slightly different, and you have some tuning that they added to really get the most out of this iForce Max. So for this engine, base horsepower is going to be 437, and with these upgrades it goes up to 469 horsepower. So that's a pretty big jump, I would say. So yeah, for $3,000, you know, yeah, it would have been nice to see 500, but you know, we can't be picky because all this is covered under the factory warranty. So if you're racing any stock Tundras out there, you're definitely going to beat them because you're going to really feel that in that mid-range, because torque does come on, I think, 400 RPM sooner with this setup here. Now the truck does still have 583 pound-feet of torque, so the torque does not change. And I mean, that's pretty big, I would say, for the most part. But yeah, you still have the 10-speed transmission behind it. It's gonna have a 331 rear axle ratio. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this upgrade for the performance though. Is it worth it? I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this cockpit red. My dad worked for Toyota for about 30 years or so, and I don't think I would have ever thought they would do something this edgy. This is something very new for me from Toyota. They even give you the red seat belts too, to kind of go along with this interior. But you can even see that camo in there. You have some whites and blacks with the red. It says TRD Pro. Here's your steering wheel. It kinda has a flat bottom, kinda. Here's your shifter. You don't normally see those installed because people like to steal those. Seat memories, auto up and down for front and rear windows, soft touch here and here. But they do kind of cheapen out a little bit on this interior for sure. For an $80,000 truck, I would expect a little bit more out of this thing. But that's just me. 14 speaker JBL, LED puddle lights right there. And when you step in, hopefully you guys will see this a little bit better. You have a Toyota badge, front and center on the passenger side. And on this side, you only have a 10-way seat. Interesting, so the lumbar just goes in and out. It doesn't go up and down. They do provide a black liner twin panel. It's right there. Let's go ahead and check out what's in the rear. No curtains, hard plastic, 60/40 bench. That rear glass does slide. And you guys see those all with the floor liners. 120 volt power plug, 2 USBs. You have a Type A and Type C. No outboard heated seats. Like I said, this truck definitely, they could do a little bit better job in my opinion. Just saying, Toyota. 12-inch display, 14-inch. Just below it you have the ventilated and heated seat buttons, dual climate control. The heated steering wheel buttons on this side. On the roof with vanity, this does slide too if you need it to. Also, if you want to close the shade for this roof, or if you want to slide that rear glass, let's go ahead and start it real quick so you can see that. And for the shade, now this button's for your trailering. Multiple views around this truck too. Also off-road pages. Shows you the pitch and roll. Bed view camera is right here. If you want to zoom in, and then you just have multiple camera views too. They have a really nice clear view as well. You have the hold function with the electronic parking brake, four-wheel drive system, drive modes. You have multi-terrain, and then you have the crawl function, tow haul. All this is wrapped in premium materials, no hard plastic. USBs, and this is for a deeper cup too. There is a lockbox. Now again, 80 grand. This is manual, and I understand that it's not a big deal, but for this price point I feel like they should have just made this like a platinum. Gave you the heated ventilated seats out back, all that good stuff. You have that 4K camera for the rearview mirror. Yeah, this is really nice. I like this truck. This is your dash cam here. You guys ready to see the payload on this truck? Let's go ahead and check it out. Last thing I want to show you is this screen here. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the payload. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 4,080 pounds, and they do upgrade it on this truck at 4,080 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 7,630 pounds, and you guys see the wheels 18 by 8.5 wide. And then here's your payload, 1,380 pounds minus 13 pounds for the upgrades, and then 35 psi all the way around for the tires. I hope you guys liked the video. This is really nice. I think that Toyota has one of the best Baja trucks, and they do hold their value. I will let you listen to the exhaust, but there's no difference in the exhaust sound. You don't get any intake noises at all, so yeah, not really worth listening to. Later.